part of your class with us, I'd like to encourage anybody, if you ever have the opportunity to give a speech at work or during class like Scott is, this is the perfect place to practice. You should do that. This is a business club, so Scott, thanks for bringing that to us. As Scott mentioned, this was a very technical topic for architecture students. Unfortunately for Scott, I took a crap ton of electrical engineering classes in college, so I knew what you were talking about plus more, so I'll take some of the technical stuff. First of all, your slides were great. Your organization and confidence was perfectly well done. But I would argue that you could have started a little bit differently. First, of course, when you're giving a topic that you are authoritative on, you need to give us your credentials, and you blew through that a little bit too much. I think you kind of made a joke there. You should really say, you know what, I've been doing this for a while. This is my major, etc. You know, however your credentials are, give these people a reason to listen to you. Then secondly, you dove right into the building blocks of electrical engineering, and I would say that's the right way to teach a college level class. But for many people, including myself, bolts are confusing. That's probably the one that you want us to build up to. You might want to start with a question. You asked a question about 2 minutes in. Just a question like, what happens when I plug in this hairdryer? What is actually happening? You could bring the prop or get a battery. What is happening when I close this circuit and this light bulb turns on? Likely no one actually knows. I don't know, power goes to it. You can start with explaining what's happening. Well, actually electrons are flowing through a circuit. If I plug this in, I'm creating a big circuit. There's power flowing through, and that's essentially how many electrons are going through per minute, per second. If you work back from concepts that people can understand, you can get back to, and by the way, this is what volts really are. That's why 110 volts works the same for a giant refrigerator and for your iPhone. Because that's a little bit hard to understand. I think probably most people in the room couldn't grasp that first concept, and then you moved on to the second one and the third. And that was the building blocks of your whole speech, was those core PIV. So if you could build backwards from things that we all understand, I think that would make it more relatable, especially if you have props and you can demonstrate some of that stuff. And the last thing I would say is just slow it down. I know you were constrained for time because of Toastmasters, we only have 10 minutes, but you really got to let people absorb some of these concepts, especially with words that they've heard. Everyone's heard of a voltage, and they never really probably knew what it meant, and then you're telling them what it means, and it's something kind of bizarre. You need to make sure you absorb that, ask them follow-up questions, things like that. A couple more feedback topics, but I'm out of time. Thanks, it was a great speech. Good luck in your class.